Welcome to Gleaning Mustard Seeds with Jerrie Barber. Mr. Barber is a preacher, a ventriloquist, a barefoot runner, and writes 2 blogs. When Jerrie communicates, he encourages people, try not to learn very much. Find a mustard seed. In the next few minutes, try not to learn very much. Look for something you can do to move a mountain, remove a stumbling block, or provide a stepping stone for yourself or someone else. And now, here's Jerrie with this week's mustard seed.
It's time to appoint elders or deacons. We read the instructions of Paul to Timothy and Titus in the Bible about the marriage expectations of these leadership opportunities. 1 Timothy 3, verses 1 and 2. The saying is trustworthy. If anyone aspires to the office of overseer, he desires a noble task. Therefore, an overseer must be above reproach, the husband of one wife, sober-minded, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach. 1 Timothy 3:12. Let the deacons each be the husband of one wife, managing their children and their own households well. Titus 1, verses 5 and 6. This is why I left you in Crete, so that you might put what remained in order and appoint elders in every town as I directed you. If anyone is above reproach, the husband of one wife, and his children are believers and not open to the charge of debauchery or insubordination. All these passages say this person must be the husband of one wife. But what if his first wife died and he remarried? Does he have one wife or 2 wives? What if another man divorced his wife? He was faithful in his first marriage. His wife wasn't. He married a faithful Christian woman. Is he the husband of one wife, or does he have 2 wives? I've been in churches where people thought men in these situations had 2 wives. Some threatened to leave the congregation if they were appointed. This was their only objection. I can't worship here if he is appointed because he has 2 wives. How can we calculate correctly? The easiest way I found to understand it is to let Jesus do the math. In his discussion with the woman at the well in John 4, Jesus gave us a calculator to determine how many spouses a person has. Let's read John 4, verses 7 through 18. A woman from Samaria came to draw water. Jesus said to her, "Give me a drink," for his disciples had gone away into the city to buy food. The Samaritan woman said to him, "How is it that you, a Jew, ask for a drink from me, a woman of Samaria?" For Jews have no dealings with Samaritans. Jesus answered her, "If you knew the gift of God, and who it is that is saying to you, 'Give me a drink,' you would have asked him, and he would have given you living water." The woman said to him, "Sir, you have nothing to draw water with, and the well is deep. Where do you get that living water? Are you greater than our father Jacob? He gave us the well and drank from it himself, as did his sons and his livestock." Jesus said to her, "Everyone who drinks of this water will be thirsty again. But whoever drinks of the water that I will give him will never be thirsty again. The water that I will give him will become in him a spring of water, welling up to eternal life." The woman said to him, "Sir, give me this water, so that I will not be thirsty or have to come here to draw water." Jesus said to her, "Go call your husband and come here." The woman answered him, "I have no husband." Jesus said to her, "You are right in saying, I have no husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and the one you have now is not your husband. What you have said is true." Notice the conversation. Jesus said, "Go call your husband and come here." The woman answered and said, "I have no husband." That's a 0. Is the woman adding correctly? Will Jesus give her an A or an F in arithmetic? Look at her report card. Jesus gave her an A+ in math and said twice she had added accurately. Notice verses 17 and 18. Jesus said to her, "You are right in saying, I have no husband, for you have had 5 husbands, and the one you have now is not your husband. What you have said is true." Notice Jesus' arithmetic. She previously had 5 husbands. Something or some things have happened. Death, divorce, we don't know. Those no longer count. How do I know? Jesus and the Bible tells me so. He said living together didn't count as marriage or having a husband. He affirmed her calculations. He said, "You are right in saying, I have no husband. What you have said is true." And I'll put a link in the show notes showing Jesus' statement in a calculator I have on my iPhone. 5 husbands in the past, that's a +5. Something happened to those 5 husbands. That's a -5. Living together didn't count as a husband. That's a 0. So you total the husband for the woman at the well as she was talking to Jesus, 0. 5 minus 5 equals 0. If this lady married again after talking with Jesus, how many husbands would she have? Let's calculate it the way Jesus did. She had 0 husbands, no husband at the end of that conversation. If she married again, she would have a total of 0 plus 1 equals 1. Let's look at a previously married man being considered for leadership. He had a wife. She is dead or divorced by Bible teaching on the topic. He married again following God's instructions. How many wives does he have using Jesus' math? Man marries a woman plus 1. Man's wife dies or he divorces his wife for justifiable reason, -1. Total wives after death or divorce, 0. Man marries again, +1. Total wives after second marriage, 1. He is the husband of one wife. Dead and divorced wives don't count in the total according to a woman in Samaria, Jesus, and the Internal Revenue Service. Don't try to take deductions on dead and divorced wives on your 1040. It won't work. And when a man is being considered as an elder or deacon, you may not like him. He may be disqualified for other reasons, but following Jesus' math, don't say he has 2 wives.
Thank you for listening to Gleaning Mustard Seeds with Jerrie Barber. If you found a mustard seed, send a text or email with the link to a friend. This podcast is brought to you in partnership with the Ministry League Network. Ministry League is a global platform dedicated to equipping Christians with the tools they need for ministry, worship, and personal growth. Featuring over 50 podcasts created by members of the Lord's Church, Ministry League provides uplifting and biblically sound content for all ages. Through the Ministry League app, you can access these podcasts, a digital songbook for worship, free Bible study materials, curriculum, and other ministry resources to strengthen your walk with Christ. Don't miss out on the latest updates and podcast episodes. Subscribe to the Ministry League YouTube channel for daily content and exclusive insights into the work of the Lord's Church, or visit ministryleague.com to explore what's possible. Ministry League, equipping you for every good work. Thank you for listening. Jerry looks forward to next week as we continue to collect and plant mustard seeds.